Is there a romantic relationship between Shinobu and Giyu, or are the two just friends? In this video, I'll be answering that and will also discuss every ship in Demon Slayer, from Nezuko and Zenitsu to Sanemi and Kanae to Aoi Kanzaki and Inosuke. We have it all in this video. I've included timestamps in the description if you want to skip to a particular ship. And real quick, before we get into the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel as I do every type of Demon Slayer related content on the channel. With that out of the way, let us jump in, starting with Tanjirou and Kanao. Kanao and Tanjirou's ships are probably the cutest one out of all the ships. The two first met during the Narakuma mountain arc, and at the time they met as enemies. Of course, they thought nothing of it, but when the two's relationship started to blossom and get going was during the rehabilitation arc. Tanjirou, along with Inosuke and Zenitsu, were taken to be held by Shinobu and her incredible establishment. And it seemed that our boy knew just the right buttons to push, because he was able to get her to rely on something more than her coin, and to listen to more of her own intuition. This had moved her so much that when Tanjirou was taken off, you could see in her eyes that she had fallen for him. The two after that did not come across each other for a while, and until the last arc. Kanao during the last arc was really worried for Tanjirou, and you can even see just how much she cares about Tanjirou when he turns into the Demon King. She cried and begged for Tanjirou to come back. And of course, as we all know, the two would end up getting married, proven by the bear's great descendants. Personally, I am really happy that Tanjirou lived a very happy life after the video moves on. He really deserves it, man. He worked way too hard, and his relationship with Kanao I was like, yes, you know what I mean? The two even had a touching moment during the last chapter of the story, and I knew right there and then that, you know, they were gonna end up together. So to get the confirmation that they actually did was so satisfying. Next up, let's get to what could be the main reason you guys clicked on this video, and that being Giyu and Shinobu. Does Shinobu love Giyu? I made a TikTok on the other day where I briefly talked about the bear's relationship, and there were some great talking points that came up. The one that surprised, you could say, the most and fascinated me was during the Narakuma mountain arc. Shinobu tells Giyu that the moon is lovely tonight. Now, the phrase "the moon is lovely tonight" is a Japanese phrase meaning "I love you." It's more of a poetic way to saying it. This, of course, took me back because I always had a feeling the two had some sort of thing going on between them. I mean, they run into each other a lot. Like, there is even a side story called Tomiyako Kiyu Kaden where the two even run into each other and they go on a little mission. Shinobu enjoys conversating with Giyu, and Shinobu knows that Giyu is very awkward when it comes to communication, or to other people for that matter. That's why she is always seen teasing him. Although, while the two's romantic relationship is never confirmed in the story, it was never denied either. Do what you will with that information. What I can definitely tell you for sure is that if the two were a couple, it would be Shinobu driving all the hands and Giyu not picking up on a single one of them, and Shinobu just asking him out, just like, you know, going for it. I mean, she said the moon is lovely tonight, and my boy Giyu just doesn't seem to get any hints. They're very adorable, man, and I'm almost certain that at least Shinobu had seen him in some way. At least Shinobu, right? But that being said, we can't deny nor prove that they weren't more than friends. Moving on, next we got Nezuko and Zenitsu's ship. Okay, listen, I have to admit, while I wasn't a fan of the two in the early parts of the series, mainly due to the fact that Nezuko was still more like, you know, a little sister, a child, I have come to have an open mind and change of heart as the story progressed. And it mainly has to do with Nezuko actually turning out to look somewhat like a teenage girl after she was turned back. But nonetheless, I can't say I'm not happy for Zenitsu. The two went through a lot in the story, and they definitely deserved each other. The bear's great-grandchildren were interesting. While Yoshiteru is carbon copy of Zenitsu, Toku is nothing like Nezuko. Moving on next to a descendant who's also nothing like their great-grandparents. Next up is Aoba Hashibira. Okay, this dude is nothing like Inosuke and Aoi Kanzaki. The ship between Aoi Kanzaki and Inosuke was by far the one that got me off guard. Inosuke and Aoi Kanzaki, I was really surprised. They say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, and Ao did just that when she stole our poor-headed boy's heart. Inosuke was caught by Ao stealing food, and he was told by her that he doesn't need to steal anymore, and that anytime he's hungry, he should just go in the kitchen without asking anyone and just enjoy the food, man. You deserve it. So yeah, right there and then we can, you know, see that he was very happy, and finding out that the two actually went through with that, I was really taken back. Nonetheless, very happy for our poor-headed boy. Swiftly moving on, next we have the sad ship between Mitsuri and Roji and Obanai. This is by far the saddest ship out of all the other ones. During the two's first meeting, confirmed by the mangaka Koihara Kotake in the Kimetsu no Yaiba fan book, Obanai was left dumbfounded because of how cute Mitsuri was, and even his pet snake Kaboromaru lost his composure and bit Obanai, and it was love at first sight. Sadly, Mitsuri never picked up on any hints. The socks we see wears were a gift by Obanai because she felt embarrassed to wear her Demon Slayer uniform. Fun little fact, Shinobu was offered by the Kakushi the same uniform, and she burnt it right in front of the Kakushi, stating that it was too revealing. Anyways, I just thought I'd mention that real quick. But back to the Mitsuri and Obanai. The two would finally confess to each other at the very final moment. Mitsuri going even as far as to ask Obanai to marry her if they met in another life. In which, of course, Obanai replies, not only will he marry her, but he will make sure to protect her. And by far the cutest thing I loved about the reincarnation chapter, the two reincarnated, married, and owning a restaurant. Next up we go. This one was the most unexpected. I honestly found about this one a day ago, and that one is Sanemi and Kanae. But it turns out there's an actual reason for these two to be shipped together. We see the two's first interaction in the story when Kanae tells an angry Sanemi that their leader, even though weak in battle, has memorized every fallen camera's name by heart. Sanemi was mad and thought that Kaguya was just using the Demon Slayers as more of a pawn and just sending them to their own deaths. But that wasn't the case, of course. Every Hashira at the time was visibly angry except for Kanae, and she explains in a comforting way. Sanemi bursts into tears as he reads the words of his fallen comrade, and Kanae is seen next to him. Okay, so this is where things get a little interesting. In the third Kimetsu no Yaiba light novel, Sanemi goes to the butterfly mansion to treat his wounds. Later, he talks with Masachika and slightly blushes as he remembers Kanae's gentle hands and describes her as motherly. In the second official Kimetsu no Yaiba fan book, there are pages where each Hashira states their impression and what they think about the other Hashiras. On Gyome's impression of Sanemi, he states, Sanemi has a strong spirit and is honest at heart. He likes Kanae. And on Sanemi and Shinobu's pages, it is stated that Sanemi regularly asks Shinobu how she's doing when they meet, considering how she is Kanae's sister. Despite being vastly different from each other, they share many similarities. Both are the eldest of their family and wish to protect their younger siblings. Both have lost almost all of their family to demons. Their reason for becoming demon slayers are also similar, avenging their family. The one exception, of course, is that while Kanae seeks to make peace with the demons, Sanemi is hell-bent on eliminating all of them. What do you think of this ship? Personally, I love it. Honestly, it's more like Sanemi has a crush on Kanae, and it's in Kanae's nature to be nice to anyone and everyone. But yeah, definitely let me know, guys, what you thought of these ships in the comments below. I enjoyed all of them, and it was beautiful, man. The one that surprised me the most was Kanae and Sanemi's. And when I found out that Giyome actually said that Sanemi likes Kanae, I'm running away with it. That being said, let me know in the comments which couple is your favorite and which couple surprised you the most. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed the video and leave a like. Thanks for watching.